In Hollywood, it's easy sometimes to categorize actors in certain roles and never see them as anything else. This is perhaps most prominent with actors and actresses that get into comedic roles. Would you think Jamie Foxx, who got a start as an open mic comic before turning to a skit comedy show in Living Color, would win an Oscar for his dramatic performance in Ray?
Put those restraints on him! Arms acute! No needles!
How about another open mic comic who would be on Saturday Night Live for 5 years before churning out dozens of comedic movies? It's a bit surprising to see that he could in fact even earn more praise for his dramatic performances in Punch Drunk Love, Reign Over Me, Funny People, and recently Uncut Gems.
I hear on the radio, I get there, some man tells me the plane's from Boston.
You can easily get trapped to this mindset, and painfully, I must admit, I did this with today's focus. Most of our exposure to Bill Hader has come from his 8-year stint on Saturday Night Live, where he played various popular, bizarre characters. That, and my mind always connected Bill Hader in his pretty memorable role in Superbad.
Bring your shit! Get on the ground!
Heck, the guy gained so much notoriety for not being able to get through a line without cracking and laughing his ass off.
Okay, I'm here now. Now what do I do?
Look at him angrily and say,
So it comes with much surprise that I'm going to talk about today's Lost and Found topic, Barry, the show co-created, co-written, and starring Bill Hader, a dramedy currently on HBO. Before getting started, as usual, be sure to like the video and subscribe with the notification bell on. All the support goes a long way. Alright, let's get this going. Barry is an American dark comedy crime series created by Bill Hader and Alec Berg. The series follows hitman Barry Burke, who travels to Los Angeles to kill someone, but through this finds himself in an acting class where he questions the path of his life as well as who he associates himself with.
you know how you and I talk all the time about my purpose?
You think acting could be your purpose?
I don't know. I just feel really motivated right now.
Barry is the subject of Lost and Found mainly for its inability to find a consistent viewership. Without a doubt, Barry is one of the most nominated and recognized shows on television in terms of awards. Through its first 2 seasons, the show has already accumulated 30 Primetime Emmy Award nominations, including Bill Hader winning 2 Outstanding Lead Actor and Henry Winkler, who plays acting coach Gene Cousineau, pulling a win for Outstanding Supporting Actor. Despite this acclaim and various accolades, the show just has modest ratings. The pilot episode pulled in the highest viewership across the first season, and that was a whopping 1.1 million viewers. Viewership did incline substantially into the second season, with 2.58 million checking into the 6th episode of season 2. Still, this feels fairly insignificant to in quotation hit shows like Young Sheldon, which pulled in 11.4 million viewers for its 3rd season. Barry, to me, is a representation of what good television and writing can be. It can be funny.
Can't you just shoot him?
Yeah.
Because being shot is very painful. Have you ever been shot? I have. It's like crazy painful.
Anything is better than stabbing guy in nuts.
I'll shoot him.
Always finding a way to take your mind off the present and give you something to smile over. Characters like NoHo Hank.
Well, when I get DHL confirmation from www.dhl.com, alright, that's when you kill Paco.
A criminal associate of Barry is an example of this. Hank, wonderfully played by Anthony Carrigan, will effortlessly steal every scene he is in, and several times I found myself in pain laughing over the Chechen goons' out-of-place comedy and spot-on timing.
What the fuck are you doing here? Bye, it's me. It's Hank. I know it's Hank. In a wig. I know you're in a wig. This shirt's mine, though. I don't fucking care. What the fuck are you doing here?
Then the show can effortlessly pull back layers of its story to reveal a truly traumatized and emotionally vulnerable character in Hader's Barry. Several scenes in the 2 seasons left me absolutely shocked. An almost physical shake came out of me at the emotional journey we go through with Barry. See, Barry's a former Marine and now a hitman, doing whatever he can to find whatever it is to put him on a path of happiness away from being a tool for death. acting is that path, as acting is and always has been a representation of life and our journey through various emotions. Barry's really struggling to find that identity within himself, and his pain becomes fully incorporated into his acting. It's these scenes specifically that, in my opinion, fully awarded Hader those Emmys. Barry has a great way of displaying impressive action scenes, but in my opinion, doesn't highlight the action the way other action-packed media does, like a John Wick. In fact, several times throughout the show, Barry reminds his class of the terror associated with killing and death.
Macbeth is a murderer.
Yeah, well then I guess so am I, right? I mean, I've killed people. What, I should just go blow my brains out because there's no hope for me, right? My soul's fucked because I was ordered to kill someone and I did it.
Barry's association with it makes it that much more painful when someone does die on the show, because we realize a hitman can fully identify the consequences with it. So while the action may be well directed, it comes with the realization that someone has in fact died, and that death will further traumatize a character like Barry. Throughout my watch of Barry, I honestly felt a lot of comparisons to that of channel favorite and lost and found subject Ted Lasso. Miss Tot laughed this off, but honestly, the comparisons are there. Ted Lasso was an out-of-place guy, put into a situation he didn't necessarily want to be in, and fell in love with the idea. He was surrounded by a bunch of people that weren't necessarily his crowd of people, and was being controlled by a powerful figure. At his core, Ted was a happy guy, but was keeping that pain and guilt of a failed marriage behind him. Barry is a show about a guy from Cleveland, sent to LA where he doesn't want to be, and falls in love with the idea of acting. Once again, surrounded by people he doesn't really relate to, he eventually wins them over.
You're gonna help me with my audition? Why?
During this time, Barry is being controlled by his mentor, Fuchs. At his core, Barry is a good guy, wanting to prove to himself that he isn't a hitman from Cleveland. It might be a stretch, but honestly, fans of Ted Lasso will come to find a powerful connection to Barry. Barry isn't an all hard-hitting drama, as it carefully toes the line between full-on character study of the gross effects of PTSD and laugh-out-loud comedy. The show is just plain funny, thanks in part to the wonderful backgrounds of its creators, Hader and co-creator Alec Berg. Berg is credited as writing the cult classic comedy Eurotrip, several episodes of Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and the 2012 movie The Dictator. In fact, one of the episodes in season 2 might be one of the most WTF, bizarre, jaw-dropping episodes of television I've seen in recent memory. It's literally a half hour of laughing and scratching your head at the continued spiral of weirdness. Honestly, it's a bit of a struggle to find much wrong with Barry. If I was to go to something I wasn't a big fan of, it would be the character of aspiring actress Sally Reed, played by Sarah Goldberg. Let me start off by saying Sarah Goldberg is immensely talented. In the second season, she has this monologue to Barry that goes on for about 3 minutes that is downright hilarious, intense, and perfectly dissects the strangeness of Hollywood. Unfortunately, the character feels like a constant walking, talking dissection of the cautionary tale of actors and actresses coming to Hollywood, rather than an actual character.
Or we could try not speaking to each other for a couple days, or like even say a month or two, and reset that way.
Okay.
I just feel like you've got some toxic masculinity issues you need to work out, and until then we just shouldn't interact so much, or like at all, you know?
Her motives are pretty much constantly built around her personal success in Hollywood, and how regardless of talent, Hollywood will still crush you. In a lot of ways, I feel like the character was redeemed in the final episode of season 2 with a rather soul-crushing moment that in a lot of ways is the be careful what you wish for. I just wish they would have humanized her character a bit more.
How was your audition?
Oh, it was
I'm
fine.
really just asking, I don't need an answer.
HBO's Barry is a winning show. I'm not sure how the show can in one episode make you bust out laughing, and the next, question the morals of a killer coming to terms with what he has done. Regardless, the show does it so effortlessly that you're immediately absorbed into every action. Bill Hader was always seen as the goofy guy on SNL, the guy that couldn't keep it together. Barry is now a full representation of his talent he possesses, both in front and behind the camera, that in my opinion, makes him a force to be reckoned with. The range of emotion I went through in the first 2 seasons highlights the power of good filmmaking, and in my opinion, deserve a watch by anyone looking for a new show to binge. You can find the first 2 seasons on HBO Max now. Hey Tots, thanks so much for watching and supporting the channel. As usual, if you'd like to see me review something on Lost and Found, comment it down below. If you've seen Barry, let me know what you think of the show. And as usual, I'll see you Tots on the next video.